guys, Matt Driver, 5x3 Fishing, and we're going to be talking over the next few weeks about things that you can do to upgrade your used boat. Make it look better, make it go faster. But before we do that, before we make them go super fast and make them look really good, let's think about priorities when looking at a used boat for possible purchase or before you upgrade your own boat. Here's a few things that you need to look at. Alright guys, before we start talking about upgrades, let's look at things that we need to prioritize before we start making our boat faster or look better. Let's start from the ground up, and the first thing we're going to talk about is tires. You know, tires are very, very important if you own a boat for a long time, or if you're purchasing, or maybe you've inherited a boat. You know, first thing I do is I check out the tires. You can tell a lot from a set of tires. Look at them, see if they're dry rotted for one. And a lot of times when a boat sits for a long period of time, you'll start to see those tiny cracks in the sidewall of the tires. Make sure the tires are not splitting. Make sure you can't see any tread showing. And another thing that you can tell from a set of tires on a boat is if you've got a set of tires that are wore down and don't have any tread on them, you know that boat has been used quite a bit. Most of the time that's not the case. You know, I've seen tires on a boat for 10-year-old boat that still look new. You know, none of us get to fish like we want to, but the tires are a very important thing when you start to talk about looking at a boat. Alright guys, now that we've looked at the tires, let's talk about the next important thing, and that'll be your wheel bearings. Wheel bearings are extremely important because if a wheel bearing goes out, you're not getting to the lake, and it's something that's overlooked until they go out. Things to look at with wheel bearings, you know, check them out, see if they have any grease being released from them. Don't look just on the front side of the tire, look at the inside of the wheel. Make sure that there's no grease being released from that hub. Something else you can do if you haul the trailer ever so often, especially if you don't know anything about that boat, get out and put your hand on the wheels on the outside near the bearings, and what you'll do is you're feeling for heat. If there's any kind of heat or friction on that wheel bearing or the outside of that wheel, chances are you've got some friction in there, and that definitely needs to be replaced. Alright, now we've talked about tires, we've talked about wheel bearings. Now let's talk about checking the trailer for any kind of damage. I'm going to go ahead and grab the camera, come back here, we're going to look at the trailer. When you come up, check the tongue out, make sure the tongue is in good shape, make sure it operates, make sure that the wheel, everything works good here. Go along and check anywhere that there's seams throughout. Make sure there's no excessive rust. Make sure there's no breakage. Also right here you see the welds. Check those welds out. Run your fingers on them real good. You know, make sure you've got good clearance on your tires. A lot of times people will put upgraded tires on there, and they're a little too big. So check those out. Check your trailer over real good, and it'll save you a lot of money in the long run. All right guys, now that we've checked the trailer, let's move on to the actual boat itself. Let's look around what you're looking for. You want to make sure your clear coat is good and smooth. It doesn't have a milky color to it. This boat, we're actually fixing to redo it. It's actually been sanded once, and we're preparing to go ahead and re-clear it. You know, as you move along the back, what you want to do is just check for any abnormalities, check for anything that's just not right. Also, when you come to the back, a transom, you want to talk about something that'll cost you a lot of money, or may even be not be able to be fixed, is the transom. So check it out. Check around your motor bolts, check around the edges, look for cracks, look for breaks in the clear coat, in the gel coat. Anything that could say that there's something wrong with this transom. I'm telling you, big problems with the transoms. Check the inside also, look for any breakage. You know, if your motor comes off, not a good thing. All right guys, this is going to be part one of a multiple part series. So check back with us for new videos, and we're going to continue to go over what you can do to make your boating experience better.